Hello and welcome to BlueTube, where we talk all things blue. With a massive game like Chelsea versus Manchester City today, you'd think that a lot of the transfer rumors are, being covered up in the build-up to the game. But that's just not true. There is a ton of stuff to go through today. So I'm gonna call it now. This video is gonna be longer than 10 minutes. It is definitely gonna be longer because there is so much to get through. By the way, before the build-up to the game, I made a video yesterday called Opposition Analysis, which is a new series that I'm doing. I'd urge you to go check it out. I'll leave a link to it somewhere in the video here. And also, at the end of the video, I'm very, very excited to have a new outro. So even if you don't really like me, you can just please skip to the last 20 seconds of the video and just watch the outro. I'm really proud of it. And I'm really excited to start it and start a new structure to my videos, I guess. And I'd love to hear your feedback in the video in the comment section below. But since we're short on time today, let me get straight into the stories. And the first story is that Baba Rahman had passed his Chelsea medical, and this is reported by Sky Sports. So they're a very, very reliable source. And this has been not unsurprising at all. We've known this was going to happen. It's been reported for a long, long time, and the fee is reported to be around £21 million. So a lot higher than the initially reported £16 million. But that's still not official yet. It's still not announced on Chelsea's website. But it has been shown that that Baba Rahman has passed his medical. And I'd assume that the whole thing would be official after the Chelsea City game. So maybe in tomorrow's episode of Transfer Talk, or in a later video, I'll be reporting that it's a done deal. It's completely done. And we can just forget about it now. Because it has been dragging on for a while. But something that is official is this, and by the way, these news, the stories that I'm reporting today are kind of a mixture of yesterday's and today's, obviously because I didn't make a transfer talk yesterday because of the opposition analysis. So this was a story from yesterday, same as the Baba Rahman medical, so I'm sorry that I'm a bit late. But in terms of Nathan Ake, he has been loaned for a season. No, I'm sorry, that's just a lie. He's got a new contract at Chelsea. Wait, no. Yes, I knew he was on loan, yeah. He's on loan at Watford. I'm sorry, there's so many stories, I can't remember them all, man. He has been loaned to Watford today, and he signed a new deal, apparently, which I didn't know about until just now. By the way, all the links in the description below, you can read it yourself. What do I think of this? Well, with Baba Rahman coming in and with John Stones reported, I really don't think there is a space for Nathan Ake at Chelsea. Which is unfortunate because he's a great player. He's a very, very good prospect, and he can play midfield as well. But with Ruben Loftus-Cheek hoping to play a bigger role this season, it's really unfortunate. But I don't see him having a place at Chelsea this season, which is why I think this is a good move. But I really do hope that he does make it into the Chelsea 11, in the future, because he is. I remember just 1 or 2 seasons ago, he was seen as one of the brightest young players in England. And now he's going on loan. But he is going to Watford, which is a Premier League team. It'll be good to get some experience at the top level. And I think this is a good move on the whole. Next story, and this is a big one. And this is a title story. And by the way, I'm going through all these stories in chronological order. So this happened about yesterday, I think, as well. So you may have heard of it, but AS Roma have launched a £25 million bid for Kurt Zouma. It hasn't been reported whether Chelsea have accepted it or rejected it, but I'd assume that Chelsea would reject it because Jose Mourinho seems really adamant that Kurt Zouma will stay at Chelsea. He will play a big role at Chelsea. And last season, it was a transition season for Kurt Zouma. That was his breakthrough season at Chelsea, and I really just don't see him moving anywhere else. But this really got me thinking on the value of English players, because Kurt Zouma. There's John Stones and there's Kurt Zouma. And John Stones is going for £35 million. And Kurt Zouma's price is around £25 million apparently. And that just doesn't make sense to me because I think Kurt Zouma is a lot better. And I think just the fact that John Stones is English adds that much value to him. So, just the English inflation, it's no secret. And I think it's really, really evident in this case. But, just regarding this deal, I don't see this deal happening. If it does happen, I'll do a crazy dare. I'll run around the city naked. But I don't think this is gonna happen. Next story. And this is a really, really interesting story, I think, because this hasn't really been reported before until yesterday. And it's that Chelsea are joining the chase for Rudiger. And Rudiger is a center back, is a German center back, playing in the Bundesliga. And Arsenal has been linked with him before, and Chelsea are joining that race. And this is really, really interesting because he's a center back, by the way, if I forgot to mention that. And because Chelsea are chasing John Stones, and Kurt Zouma is being linked with AS Roma, I don't think that's going to happen, but, you know, these are all rumors. And since we're being linked with John Stones, but, you know, it's, you know, Chelsea have already made 2 bids for John Stones, and they've gotten rejected. And it seems like Chelsea are starting to change their mind, and Rudiger could be one of the replacements that they're lining up to get instead of John Stones. And he's being reported for around £20 million. He's very, very young. In fact, let me just get his age. #professional. And my internet is really slow. That's not good. Let me just... Okay, he's young. I know that he's young. He's maybe around 21. You can go check it out yourself. I'm sorry for this, guys. But there's pressure of time here. He's young. He's German. He's tall. He's 190 centimeters, I think, which is 6'2" or something. He's very, very strong. He's a very, very good player, which is why clubs like Arsenal and Chelsea are looking at him. And I do think for £20 million, you know, I wouldn't mind if we went for Rudiger instead of John Stones. And I do understand that John Stones has that Premier League experience and he's a homegrown English player, but I wouldn't mind if we went for Rudiger for £10 million less. Whoop. And this is a surprise story, the second last story of the day. This just completely hit me out of nowhere. Remember Alex Tellus, the player that has been reported as a Felipe Luis replacement about 3 weeks ago, I think. That's a long time ago. Yeah, that was, you know, when I started my channel, this was being rumored, and it's kind of died off for the last 2 weeks. But just today, it's resurfaced, and that apparently Chelsea have made a £5 million bid for Alex Tellus, and it's been rejected by Galatasaray. And this is being reported by Daily Star Sunday. So I don't know how reliable this is. This doesn't seem to be reported by any of the other media outlets. You know, so the reliability does certainly come into question. But if this is true, this is really, really interesting because, as you know, Baba Rahman has completed his medical. But apparently Chelsea are eyeing up another fullback, which doesn't really make sense to me, which is why I think the story might not be true. But it is being reported, and as a reporter, it's my job to report to you. So apparently that's true, but I prefer Baba Rahman. Really, Alex Tellus, before, I think, about 2-3 weeks ago, I think I said that Alex Tellus would be a better replacement. But, you know, after all the stories that come out, after doing some further research into the players, I do think Baba Rahman is the better replacement, is the better player, and is just better for the future of the club. But if this is true, it is interesting. It does make you think, you know, what's Mourinho thinking? Is he planning a surprise that no one's expecting? I don't know. And the final story is actually relating to Mourinho himself. This isn't really a transfer story. This is more of a... How can I explain? It's just... Let me just tell you the story. Apparently, because, you know, the last week, it has been a very noisy week for Chelsea with the whole Eva Carneiro saga, and then people are saying Mourinho's not happy at Chelsea. There's been, a dispute in the board, and there's a whole fight coming through, and the 3-year curse of Mourinho, and, you know, this is the beginning of the end, basically. There's been so many stories reporting that, and apparently PSG have been listening in, and they're apparently thinking about lining up Mourinho as a replacement for... Oh my god, what's his name? Laurent Blanc, yes, obviously. Apparently, that's what they're thinking. Of course, not this season. In the article, they're saying perhaps for next summer, they're lining up Mourinho. They're monitoring his situation. I personally don't think this is going to happen. I know that, you know, the last week hasn't been the best of weeks for Chelsea, but I'm sure everyone's going to forget it. You know, it's time to focus on the football. And in, in 2-3 weeks' time, no one's even going to remember this whole saga. And, of course, just last week, Mourinho signed a new 4-year contract at Chelsea. So that kind of shows you the commitment of Mourinho and the commitment of Abramovich and the Chelsea board. And that shows, that they have a good relationship with each other. Otherwise, they wouldn't have given him a new deal. So I don't think this story. I don't think that Mourinho would leave Chelsea next season. I don't think that's gonna happen at all, unless something massive happens throughout the season. But I can understand why PSG would be monitoring a situation because of the week that Chelsea Football Club has had. But I'm almost certain that this isn't gonna happen, so no need to worry there. And actually, this got me thinking as well, because a lot of Chelsea fans have been going against Mourinho now. You know, they've been saying, because of the whole Eva Carneiro dispute, they've said, you know, Mourinho's immature, he's irrational, he's impulsive, and that's not the kind of manager that we want to have at the club. There's been a lot of Chelsea fans saying that, especially on live television or on radio shows. There have been Chelsea fans calling in and saying, it's time for Mourinho to pack up his bags and get out. And that's really, you know, made me a bit upset, but also got me thinking, you know, what proportion of Chelsea fans think this way? So I'd love it if you guys could leave a comment down below saying if you support Mourinho or if you're against Mourinho. Because I've always thought that Mourinho has had 99.9% of Chelsea fans, you know, backing him, supporting him, just like me. However, you know, just the events of last week have gotten me thinking, maybe that number is a lot lower than I thought. Maybe it's more 60-40, and maybe there's a growing party of people who want Mourinho to leave the club. So that's really interesting for me. I personally want him to stay. I support the vision of Abramovich to have a stability at the club in terms of the managerial role, and I fully support that. I love Mourinho. Even though I disagree with him with the whole Eva Carneiro situation, I do still love him. I want him to stay, but I'd love to know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And that, yeah, I've talked a lot, and I think I've managed to keep that. Actually, no, I don't even know how long this video's been, but that brings us to the end of the video today. Of course, Chelsea versus Manchester City, 4 p.m. today. Don't miss it. Tomorrow I'll be coming with a match review for you guys. And of course, there's a new outro for my channel, which will be starting this video. So be sure to watch that after I finish talking. And I'm gonna finish talking now, so you can watch that. Thanks for watching. Stay blue.